Hi everybody, welcome to Beyond the Line. It's time to go on coloring the first page in the coloring book of the Outlander coloring book. Today I'm covering the part where I color the roof and the chimney section of Mrs. Baird's, and I tell you all about why I choose certain colors to convey the thing that I want to convey in that part of the page. So here we go. The objective of today's coloring is the lamp post and the roof of Mrs. Baird's, as well as the chimney. Like I said before in earlier episodes, I'm going to stay pretty close to the color scheme that the TV show puts on that house. So what I'm gonna do is go pretty heavy on the grays. This is a very gray house. Now I need black. I need a bit of silver for the lamp post, and I need Payne's gray, and no, that's a warm one. I don't need warm grays for the roofs. I need warm grays later for the stony parts of the chimney and stuff, but let's start with the lamp post. I want the cold gray 6, the Payne's gray, and the black for the lamp post, and silver for that section here in the middle. So this is actually going to be pretty difficult because I hope I can get them pointy enough. That doesn't look too shabby. That's fine too. Alright, so just to remind you, the light comes from here in my painting, so the shadow would be on the left hand side. I'm going in with Payne's gray first, just giving it a color layer. In some sections of the lamp I'm not even gonna work with paint thinner because they're just too tiny and it doesn't make sense. There's not enough space to push the pigment around. Let's go in with a dark gray now for shading, just smoothing things out. These tones are very, very similar to each other, so you can hardly see any shadow, which means I gotta go in with black and give it a shadow there. And of course I have to screw it up because I'm horrible like that. So let's... Alright, let's have it like this. I'm just going in with the black again. Just giving this the mid sections between the glass only a solid layer of black, no gray there. Where's my Payne's gray? Nope, that's the wrong one. This is the Payne's gray. Now I'm gonna color the rest of the lamp solid in Payne's gray with a very light hand, just main first color layer. It's actually very simple once you have done it a couple of times. You get a feel for it, how to lay down the colored pencils to have layering going on. So now going in with the dark cold gray, going mostly on the left hand side but feathering it out towards the right side of the lamp. Again, the light comes from this area here, so the darker area would be on the left-hand side. Just go with a very light hand on the right-hand side because I want to have a smooth finish. And I'm going in with black for the heavy shadow. And then it's already time to add the paint thinner. So I'm going really heavy with the black on the left hand side and then just gonna let it feather out towards the right hand side. And that makes it curve and makes the shadow. So let's go in with the paint thinner. Not gonna add any paint thinner in that section because it's just too narrow, too small to go even in with my tiniest brush. There's no... Ooh, I don't have my acrylic block underneath. That's not good. That's so not good. Alright. There we go. Lamppost is colored. Now I only need that metal section here. Stand out. And that is enough. It's just, if you look at it in the right angle, you can get some shimmer, but it's not to the point that it's like looking like a robot or something. So the lamppost is done. Now I'm working on the roof. Now let's go for the chimney first. The chimney, that section here, these stony areas here, I want to have colored in a warm gray because this house is supposed to stand out, and I'm gonna have cold grays for that section here only. These bigger stones here will be black, and the roof is actually super dark as well. So I will have the warm grays. What color is that? That's a cold gray. I will have the warm grays for that stony area here, and then also for that section here, and we'll have the very dark grays, probably more to the cold, towards the cold section on the rest. So let me see how I want to do that. So I want to have 5 and 6 of the warm grays for these stones in here. And 1, 2, 3 should be for the rest of the stones. And 4 could be for a bit of shading. Okay. So I'm just gonna work on the stony areas of the chimney first. I'm gonna give the whole stony area, and that is so professional. That's like a technical term. Gonna give it one coat of the lightest warm gray that I have, no matter if I will add in these very dark colors in the end to set these stones here apart or not. So just one coat, and now I will add the next darkest warm gray, but I'm not gonna go on these stones here anymore. I try to go around them now just to make sure that I have enough room to color them in and not have the tooth lost too much on that section, because then it makes it really difficult to apply more color layers. So with a very light hand I go over this whole section here, because I know that this section, this side of the chimney will be darker than this one, because again, light source. Let's go in with the darkest gray for the darkest sections first. There we go, and now let's go back to the lighter one. All right. Need to have that a bit darker. Now I'm also going into this inner part here. Just gonna give it a solid layer and use the very dark grays to darken things up even more, which is going to happen now. All right, now I'm gonna go in with some paint thinner, but I will try to stay away from these dark stones, because I actually like the stony feel to them that I already achieved, and also this midsection here, because this doesn't need any blending. So let's just blend around it a bit, smoothing things out from maybe like the cement concrete kind of part. And then I have to choose what colors to take for the roof section, because I'm also gonna apply those here. And I'm thinking very dark grays, almost black, because this is what it looks like when you look at photos from the TV show. But it's gonna be a bit more cold gray, so I definitely need the black. Need cold grays. Payne's gray would work, that's the gray I use down here. Cold gray also works, but I need a warmer, no, that's a warm one, a lighter cold gray, that's also warm. Let's see what we have. Cold gray 2, I need a cold gray 3, I think. Yeah, it's a 3. So now, sorry, that's the plastic across my surface. So now let's see. Oh, I gotta move it like this actually. And I'm gonna zoom you in a tiny bit so you can see a bit better. So chimney area, light coming from the right, which means I have to sharpen the light gray pencil before I go in, because these sections are pretty tiny. Okay, I'm gonna give it a coat of light gray where the light will hit. Right, and then let's go in with the cold gray that is darker. Let's blend these two together as well as I can without using the paint thinner yet. Alright, and now I go in with a bit of black to enhance some of the darkest shadows. Just to convey that these are round, I'm not gonna have the shadow on the leftist section of the chimney thing, but as you can see, there's a tiny strip of a bit of a lighter dark gray, and that is so the technical term, you know. All right, let's go over the whole thingamajig with the lightest gray again, just to make sure that everything is as well blended together as I can have it. And then I'm going in for the roof. So now I have to decide what the lightest color of the roof will be, because I'm also going to use the same color scheme on that section of the roof. So let me see. I do have the cold gray 6. So I need the 5 and the 4, I think. So this is the 5 and that should be the 4. Yeah, it's the 4. So these are my colors that I'm also going to use on that section. But I have to sharpen my pencil first. Pencils, plural, Miss King, plural. Then I should probably enhance that section of the smoke a bit more, which I'm gonna do right away, and I'm not gonna blend it out with a paint thinner. Maybe give it a bit of a blue to distinguish the smoke from... Yeah, that's enough. All right, so let's see. I think I'm going to have the lightest one, and that's not what I wanted. I have to sharpen my pencil again. All right, let's see. So I want this strip here to be the lightest part, so that's the 4. Now I need the 5 for the shading, because this side of the chimney is in shadow, so it's darker. It's only a very minor difference there, but there is a difference. I'm gonna have let's see. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have the Payne's gray and the black for the lower section of that chimney roofing. And I will have the same for the upper roofing section. But I'm gonna extend the Payne's gray a bit more than I did on the lower section, just because the light hits a bit more. All right. And I think, well, I'm gonna go in with a tiny bit of the paint thinner, but not much. Just a tiny, tiny little dabbity dab. To kind of lose the grainy feel here on the chimney. Alright, so I'm going ahead, I'm gonna color the whole roof of Mrs. Baird's with the same colors. So that's a black, a Payne's gray, the dark 5 and the dark 4. And shading goes a bit like this. Anything that is behind the chimney will be in the darkest darks, and otherwise the light will hit like this, and shading the darker parts will be in this section here. I'm gonna zoom out a bit because this is a tiny bit too close. Let's have it like that. What I'm going to do now is color the rain drainage kind of a thing, and I'm going to go pretty light with my cold grays here. So this is cold gray number 2 that I'm going to color with. Give it a medium heavy handed coat. And then go in with the Payne's gray as the shading agent color. And with that one I'm gonna be pretty light-handed. And going with more of a heavy hand back with the light cold gray. Alright. Bit of a black maybe to have the shadow be enhanced. This section here. Just to have it also look pretty old. More of a rusty kind of a feel. Yeah, one last layer of the light cold gray, and we're good to go for the paint thinner. You can see can drag the color quite a bit. Like the dark pigments, they sometimes are pretty draggable in lots and lots of lighter pigment. So there you go. I'm just gonna complete in the same fashion that section here and the roof section here, as well as this pipe coming down, and then I'm gonna call it a day for this drawing here today. You can see next week how I go further. So here we go. I'm done with the roof section and the chimney and the lamppost of Mrs. Baird's house in this first page of Outlander. And next week I'm going to finish the house. I'm not sure yet if I will have the sign and the pots and the ivory colored yet, but or the doors, but at least the stone section I will have done, as well as the windows and yeah, maybe even the doors. I'm not sure about that yet, how fast I can go. But that's the drawing so far. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you happen to color this page as well currently, please send me a photo of when you're done or when you have completed a section. I'm really curious to see how you colored your Outlander page there. And yeah, do all the good YouTube stuff, thumbs up and share and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Would really help. And again, once I'm done with this whole page here, where I just let you pretty much watch along and tell you how I choose colors in the regards of what I want to convey, then I'm gonna come back to you with new drawings or new pages of coloring books, and we will go into specific colors with specific media. Thank you again, and have fun, everybody. Bye!